3. The oasis at noon. The moments later, the sun began to rise over the distant the dunes. It's time, Kia said. They all climbed to the rim of a tall, curving sand dune. Galen pointed to the sandy plains where the sun was rising. The door to Kano lies in the east, the wizard said. According to legend, it can be seen where it is not. Eric nodded slowly. Okay, got it. Great. Could you say that again? It's a riddle, Max said, scuttling back and forth in the sand. No one knows exactly where Spar's place is. Julie began biting a lip again. Then how are we going to find the door to Kano? But Galen was already walking back down the dune by finding the answer to the riddle. First things first, Khan said, our journey of many miles begins with a single sniff. He sniffed the air, then pointed. It's that way. Within moments, Khan and his lumpies picked up the tent and supplies. Into the east, Max chirped. Galen's shaggy pilgrimly whined in excitement as the kid piled onto her back. We are off, cried Julie. They rode for hours over the hot dunes. Mile after mile, they saw nothing but burning white sand. I think we are lost, Neil said, wiping his forehead. I guess we are in the east, but I don't see any doors. All I see were two things, sand or more sand, and pointed into the distance. What's that? It looked like a shadow against the faraway dunes, a grove of trees waving in the breeze. Is it a mirage? Julie said, imaginary things you see in the desert. They aren't really there. Imaginary, Eric sighed. Right now, I'm imagining the town pool filled with cool water. You want water? You got it, Neil said. I'm gonna be Potter in about 3 minutes. No, you aren't, Kia said. It's an oasis. We can rest there and get some real water. They rode quickly and soon reached a group of tall palm trees sprouting up from the dunes. In the center was a pool of cool blue water. Eric and his friends slid down from a leaf and moved into the shade of the waving palm trees. This isn't the pool in my dream, Julie said. There's nothing yucky about this. Good, Julie exclaimed, because I'm way past thirsty. He and Julie and Kiara went to the near side of the pool and began to drink. The lumpies led the pilgrims over. They all bent their heads to the water. Drink up, Khan said. It may be many miles before we find the water again. I scrambled to an open spot on the side of the pool. He breathed in the sweet air under the trees, then bent down, cupping his hands together. The shimmering water looks so refreshing. Let's just take a big sip. It was solid. What is it? Kiara said, looking up. Eric stared into the pool. My reflection. Neil laughed. Yeah, you look pretty grimy. We'll do, Julie added. No, that's not it, Eric mumbled. In the surface of the pool, he saw his face. Behind his head were tops of the palm trees that he knew were waving in the wind behind him. And behind the palm trees was an enormous gate. A gate made of black iron towering up behind the ponds. Eric whirled around and looked up. There was no gate behind the palm trees. He turned back to the pool. The gate was there, and the reflection standing as huge and as plain as day. An invisible gate, he guessed. Like the riddle said, it can be seen where it is not. What? Neil said, sopping from his hand. We are here, Eric cried. I see it in the pool, the door to Kano. But it's not in the pool. It's there, he pointed to behind him, beyond the palm trees. The entrance to Kano is right there. Galen rushed over. Max scurried across the sand. Kia, Neil, and Julie ran to Eric. They all stared at the open air behind the ponds, then at the pool. It's there, all right, Kia said, but it's still invisible. How do we get in? I have an idea. Neil stopped the pool and filled his hands with water. He hurried through the palm trees to where the gates would be. They tossed the water across the air. The water struck something in the midair as spilled down it. Suddenly there it was, a patch black iron. Jerry tried it next. The more the blankets appeared, everyone joined in, even the lumpies. They cupped their hands, they used buckets. They even filled their boots with water. Splash, splash, splash. Soon the entire gate dripped into shape before them. It stood huge and glistening behind the palm trees of the oasis. Galen stood back in awe. Behold, we have discovered the way to Sparge's secret ram. This is the door to Canoe. For into Sparge's ram. The iron gate towered high above the dunes, casting its dark shadow over the oasis. Quickly, Khan shouted the Pilkas. The shaggy creatures nudged the black gates. Again and again they pushed against it. Max sat on Liv's head, urging her on. Hurry, the water is drying. The gate will disappear. The giant door began to creak open. Yes, Eric gulped. We've done it. Everyone slipped through. Clang! The gate closed loudly behind them. Right away, the air was hotter. It was hazy and brown and bad-smelling, not clear and pinkish blue like over the rest of June. We entered the Sparge hidden empire. Max chirped. This is the nasty land of Kano. Stinky! Khan mumbled to his fellow lumpies, as I expected. Galen nodded to himself and smiled as he looked around at the smoky brown air. Yes, this is good, very good, Neil coughed. Excuse me, sir, but what's so good? The place is so smelly I can hardly breathe. There are no names at the gates, the wizard replied. That means that Lord Spur does not yet know we are here, but we must hurry. They climbed back on the Pilkas and rode ahead. Before long, the small band found itself standing on a steep ridge. A sudden wind swept across them. The dark air cleared for a second. They stood above a deep black valley. The ground was dark and burnt for miles. It was easy to see the reason why. In the middle of the valley was a giant black cone. It looked like a tall mountain, except that its tops were torn open, and a huge pool of lava splashed on a spar that bubbled in the middle. A volcano! Julie gasped. That is the heart of Kano, but Black Mountain, home of Lord Spar. Colin told them. Come! The wizard galloped into the leads. Max clung to his Pilka's mane, while Lee, with children on a back, trudged alongside. Khan and his purple lumpies rode close behind them all. They made their way quietly but quickly to the center of the valley. Maybe Sparge is not home, Neil whispered. That would be pretty good. I hope Sparge is here. Kier said as they rode closer. I want to fight him as if I fought my mother. Besides, where he is, his eyes too. Neil, Eric, and Julie knew Kier blamed Spar for the disappearance of mother, Queen Lorna. 2 years before, the queen had fought Barry's fierce battle. She was never seen again. Galen spurred Pilka quickly to the mountain. Khan and I will scout for the entrance to the Volcano Palace. In the meantime, beware of fire monsters. Neil blinked and looked at Julie. Did he say fire monsters? I clambered up onto a long, crusted rock that lay in front of the mountain. Maybe the entrance is behind these big stones. What do you see? Kia called out. Not much, Eric said. Wait, there is an opening. We can go in. Hey, this rock just moved. I don't think it's a rock, Julie said, pointing to a big green eyeball flickering open just under Eric's foot. I think it's a monster! Hurry! A cone of fire spurted from the basement's mouth, a beast's mouth, burning black ground, blacker. A fire monster! Neil shouted. Suddenly, another stungy gray shape shook itself. A large green eye opened on it too. It thrust its head up into the air. Whoosh! "The two fire monsters!" he shouted. Colin charged over. "Get inside!" he yelled to the children. Then he leaped onto the back of one monster and began wrestling with it. "Rumpage, help the wizards!" Khan called out. Instantly, his lumpies jumped on the second monster. They pinched it and poked it with all their might. "Mask, Khan, let the children through!" Colin shouted. The stone-skinned monsters thrashed and twisted, but Colin and the lumps kept on fighting. "We can't leave you. We must," the wizard commanded. "Find the eye. It's the only way to save." The rest of what the wizard said was lost beneath the howling cries of fire beasts. "Galen can take care of himself," Miss Chittert rushed up the entrance. "Hurry, everyone, into the mountain!" The four kids, with Max and Khan leading the way, charged between the raging for monsters, fire monsters. They ran into the opening. They entered the world of Volcano.